Hello everybody, and my name is Markiplier, and welcome back to a brand new excellent video. And here's your host, Excellent. Thank you, you're too kind. Alright, shut up now. I don't talk about horror a lot on this channel, but it's a genre that holds a special place in my heart. Whether it be Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Dead Space, or the scariest game of them all, League of Legends. That last one is a joke because that implies that I like playing League of Legends. There's tons of great games that do a great job at scaring you. But you want to know what doesn't scare me? Mascot Horror games. Before I even get into the nitty gritty, I want to say that Mascot Horror is different from indie horror despite what memes say. There are some great indie horror games like Soma and Signalis. But the difference is that these games were made for older audiences. As for Mascot Horror, a large majority of the games are clearly targeted towards kids, especially when it comes to the character designs. I mean, look at Huggy Wuggy from Poppy's Playtime. God, I can't believe those words came out of my mouth. You look at the design and you wouldn't really be scared by it. You look at that thing and your first thought is, wow, that looks like a cheap knockoff toy at a carnival. I kind of feel like I'm bullying at this point, like I'm late to the party. There's many people online that say that the genre is pretty much dead now. If game theory is saying that it's done, it's probably done for now. Doesn't mean I can't talk about it. For the longest time, ever since the first Five Nights at Freddy's games, these games have been popping up all over the place. It helps out that at the time, a lot of the hugest creators would play them. Not like that's a bad thing. If it makes for good content, I don't care. Get your bag. But I'm getting off topic. Let's talk about FNaF, which is the main game I'm going to be talking about for the rest of this video. FNaF is by far the most popular mascot horror game, and it's no competition. It's the one that started this genre off in the first place, and is also the one that I somewhat have actual knowledge on. When I was younger, this game was everywhere. I and a lot of my friends definitely got swept up in the hype. People all across the internet were talking about this game because it was super interesting. What really made FNaF stand out was its unique brand of horror. This rundown Chuck E. Cheese inspired pizza place with killer animatronics. It was a super cool idea at the time and made the game stand out. Taking the fear of those old animatronics that you'd used to see in Showbiz Pizza and Chuck E. Cheese and placing them in this horror setting was genius in my opinion. And even to this day, the first couple of FNaF games can still feel creepy. The way these animatronics look is still unsettling in some aspects. I also believe that the FNaF series is the sole reason of why Chuck E. Cheese went bankrupt. Consider it a theory. My own personal game theory. Sorry, I really wanted to do that. Now, I stopped caring about the FNaF games after 4, seeing how it promised it would be the last one. It wasn't, by the way. I could not fathom trying to understand the story of the series at this point. FNaF is really well known for how cryptic its story is, and to this day, I still don't fully get it. The only thing that I know about the story of the recent games is that there's this guy named Edwin, and he made the Mimic, and also a kid gets run over or something.
My ball? I'm running out on the road. There is a car, and it is going to hit me.
If someone can tell me the whole story in the comments somehow, that would be really appreciated. I really fell off of FNaF because of my biggest problem with Mascot Horror. It's not scary. These new designs in the recent games are lacking in anything scary. I get that now this genre is mainly made for kids, but at some point you ride the line on what's actually scary and what's that one SpongeBob image on the coaster. Before FNaF, there were a lot of children's horror that I think do a better job at scaring kids. The two best examples in my opinion are the Goosebumps books and Courage the Cowardly Dog.
O.J. Simpson, White Bronco.
Now, Courage, we have a guest. More tea, Mr. O.J.?
They're able to blend these scary elements, not so much that it will traumatize the kid, and as an adult they can look back at it with enjoyment, especially because it won't be scary to them anymore because they're older, except for the "you're not perfect" guy. That shit still scares me. In the end, I do believe that kids love horror and they love getting scared. I should know. I was obsessed with reading creepypastas and obviously getting into FNaF. Because FNaF is as popular as it is, many Mascot Horrors pretty much just replicate their formula. So you get the goddamn Garden of Banban cast, which is the furthest to anything scary. It's almost like these designs were made to sell toys. Wait a minute. Another problem these games take from FNaF is their overuse of jump scares.
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through.
Jump scares are cheap horror in my opinion. Instead of there being a gradual build up to the scare, it just happens in a blink. The more you see these jump scares, the less effect these will have the more you play. You will just get numb to the experience as a whole. Hell, jump scares show up in media that I like and I hate it there as well. It was fine when FNaF first started because it had the other creepy elements to back it up. And also it was made by like one dude. But of course, as I said, because FNaF is so popular, the other games feel obligated to also have jump scares. And the worst part is, for the majority of these games, those are the only scares you're gonna get. FNaF's gameplay loop, I will say, is super unique, and I understand the appeal. Arcadey levels where you try to conserve power so that you don't die. And guess what?
I liked it.
It was fun. However, these new games seem to have a new formula down. Walking sims. I exaggerate, but also a lot of these games are just running away from the big scary monster. That feels boring to me. That doesn't have much agency if it's all scripted. To be fair, there's also puzzles and sometimes they can be good, but other times they can suck. Now, to be fair, I'm biased. In my opinion, the best type of horror game is survival horror, where not just is the fear, the design of the game overall and everything around it, but also the fear of losing your progress. Being able to grab up as much materials as you need in order to get out of a situation unharmed. When you die, it feels like you could have done better. You are more susceptible to fuck up when you're scared, and these games do it very well. And it helps that these games don't have scripted chase sequences that have less interactivity than RE4 QuickTime events. While the old FNaF games don't have item collecting, it does make you fear death. So you are more likely to mess up and not make it feel like it's the game's fault you died. It's really good intentional design, at least compared to the release date of FNaF Security Breach. I don't think any part of that game was intentionally designed. If you like Mascot Horror, that's okay with me. Feel free to like whatever you want. These are all just my opinions on this genre that I don't really get. I made this video because it's something that really interests me, because of how popular these games are. I never would have expected Banban figures at my local Walmart. And maybe I was a bit too harsh in this video, especially because it genuinely seems like it's losing steam. I really doubt we are going to get any big Mascot Horror games in the coming years. But even if the genre doesn't feel very relevant in recent times, at least from my perspective, the genre can always bounce back. I thought that the hero shooter genre would be dead, but then Marvel Rivals just blew up out of nowhere. Maybe there's some AI TikTok brain rot game that's taking the world by storm that I don't know of. And also the franchises that I showed in this video are not slowing down anytime soon. After all, FNaF got a major movie that was of varying quality. And it seems like these other games are also getting movies. I can't wait to see Jumbo Josh on the big screen. And to close things off, I just wanted to say there is a difference between Mascot Horror and indie horror. Because people will sleep on well-made horror games because they're indies, only because of the bad taste of these Mascot Horror games. So don't get these two separate things confused. Anyway, wouldn't it be funny if I ended this video with a jump scare?
Guys, what one is your favorite? Huggy Wuggy, Seek, Scary Blue, Zumbo Sauce, Ban, Nab Nab, I forgot his name, the Frog Dude, and, yeah. Flo Celine, Bambalina, Sting the Flynn, a Pillabode, and awesome Huggy Wuggy. This is me, but like I don't want to use it. And blue and Kissy Missy, Killy Willy, Choo Choo Tarvos, like Boxy Boo, but like not evil. And we have evil Boxy Boo. We have Squid Game Huggy Wuggy. We have Baby Huggy Wuggy and blue. And Freddy Fazbear. Oink, oinky, oink, oink. We have Creepy Green. We have Happy Huggy Wuggy. Look how happy he is. And we have what the hell? We have Nobody Kills Huggy Wuggy.